Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today we're going to be looking at Topson's Monkey King. This is the second official match he played. This is part of the Dream League $1 million tournament. And yeah, I'm excited to look at this game because Topson pops off. I also am excited because I think Monkey King is a great hero for you guys to consider trying in the mid lane. And there's one main reason why. I really think there's one thing that truly stands out about this hero right now that you should be using. So let's get into it. Alright, before we get into the main part of the video, I do want to let you guys know that I'm not only posting videos here on YouTube, I also frequently post videos on the website. If you don't know what I'm talking about, almost every single day I'm posting a new video to the gameleap website. We're going to teach you guys in depth about how to get to the next level. So if you want to become absolutely broken and really take your game to the next level, I'm going to be able to help you, because sometimes the guides on YouTube, there's either not enough of them, they're not specific, or they're just tier lists, which I know you guys love, but at the end of the day, the gameleap website is going to help you get to the next level. So click the link down below and sign up. Alright, in the laning stage, I don't think Topson actually owns the lane too hard until he gets a gank from Skywrath Mage, but let's talk about some of the basics that make this hero effective. If you're against a melee hero, you want to take Jingu at level 1, and basically you want to hit them if they go for a CS. Right, this is the main gist of the hero. You don't want to overextend, don't ever tank tower shots, and you should be okay. Funny enough, on that note, I think what actually hurts Topson in this lane is that he commits for Jingu under the tower and tanks 3 tower shots going for Jingu. And it's just not good. Like, to be frank, you don't heal enough from level 1 Jingu for it really to be worth it, in my opinion. And I think maybe he sees it as like, okay, I can use the Jingu to harass down the Primal Beast a little bit, I'm going to heal up from that a little, and then the guy's going to be low, and then when I hit level 2, I'll be able to heal with Jingu plus stun, and he won't. But I just think this is bad logic, and you should avoid it, guys. I'm not saying he thought that, I don't really know for sure. But either way, it takes a lot of damage, and even at level 2 here, I thought there was a slight chance he would die if the Primal Beast committed on him. Like, honestly, I thought that Makoto might all in and give it a shot. Yes, he has Mischief, yes, he has Fairy Fire, so maybe it would have been close, but there is definitely a chance he could have died. And what's particularly interesting about the laning stage of Monkey King against melee heroes, and yeah, you should be picking Monkey King into melee heroes, is Mischief allows you to not pull aggro until you actually attack the enemy. And so just make sure you get close enough before trying to attack. But yeah, you can see he uses this Mischief to get very, very close very quickly and avoid pulling aggro immediately when he goes for attacks. One small but very important thing he does as well on Monkey King is anytime you build Jingu, you don't just want to waste all the stacks. This is what players do, and it really greased their game. So you'll notice he's 202 at this point, he has 1 stack remaining, and he statics the wave on his high ground. He doesn't auto attack, he doesn't try to push in this wave. In fact, I'm pretty sure he would have been willing to actually give up that CS. But yeah, then he stuns the full wave with the last remaining Jingu stack, and that's going to heal him to full. And this is basically how you out-sustain these heroes. You go 2-0-2, you build your Jingu, and then in situations like that where you're half HP or, you know, missing quite a bit of HP, you save the last stack and use it for the stun. And with enough harass onto the Primal Beast with the boots and the Orb of Venom, he's able to eventually chase him down. And this is the build you go against these weaker laners, right? You want to go Boots Uv, because otherwise it's just kind of hard to build up Jingu. It's just too easy to kite Monkey King, and he will almost always have to stun first if he wants to get Jingu, and that just doesn't feel good. You want to try to auto for Jingu, because then you can use the stun to do more damage or to heal or whatever, right? And so yeah, they get the kill, and he's in a good spot. But this is really where Monkey King gets fun, and this is what stands out about the hero. He's got his treads, he's feeling strong, he's going for corrosion. Clearly he wants to play fast because he's focusing on these smaller items that allow you to fight early, and this is what I recommend you do as well if you're having a good game. Don't rush big items, it's stupid, and it prevents you from taking risk in the early game or at least turning around close fights. So he finishes up his corrosion, he's pushing in the mid lane. Of course, don't just like instantly roam, push in the wave first, make sure you get your gold up a little bit, as he'll clear this wave as fast as he can, right, just autoing it to death, and then eventually what he'll do is he'll just click Mischief. He has an Invis rune here, so he's an invisible tree. He queues up the magic wand, which I love, and in the tree form, he has 423 movement speed, because it gives you extra movement speed, right, when you click the Mischief. And so look at what he does here. He's just running it. It's just ridiculous. He gets to the top lane in no time. It's almost like he has a haste rune. And this is why this is good, because it takes so little time to get to the lane that he can then get onto this Fen. Using the Invis rune, he uses his ult. Typically, you don't skill ult, you should skill your W at this point, just for more mobility and to stick on top of people, but he skills his ult because he had some Invis. That was obviously the idea there. Unfortunately, they don't get the Sven, but the rotation is good nonetheless, as it frees up the Beastmaster a little bit and cleans up the Venge. On top of that, it kind of just griefs Sven's game, because now Sven doesn't know where Monkey King is. Like, look what Topson's doing. He doesn't instantly leave, in fact, he doesn't instantly run back mid like I would have expected. He actually stays around and cleans up a Mud Golem camp, and that's cool, right? Because now he's actually going to commit to using the corrosion and taking the tower. And this really helps Beastmaster have an incredibly good game, because now Beastmaster doesn't have to fear some of these early rotations in a game where they have heroes to kill him. They have a Primal Beast and they have an Earthshaker, right? They definitely have heroes, well, I would say even Coddle when Coddle hits level 6, but especially Primal Beast, right? They have one of the best heroes in the game at killing the Beastmaster, so taking the tower is huge. Now with the Magic Wand and Corrosion completed, he's actually going to farm up one of the nearby medium camps, take the rune again, right, gets a shield rune, and immediately actually looks for a rotation. TP's in, and I like that he doesn't max Jingu here. He takes the put in Tree Dance to help gank the side lane, and yeah, they eventually kill off the Earthshaker. Builds up the Jingu, stuns with 3 stacks, and kills the guy off from some absurdly high HP pool. And what I like about Topson is he highly values the double gank, right? If you kill a lane, you can just farm the nearby camp, stay around, and look for another kill, as he tries it on the Shaker. Unfortunately, he kind of gave it away and Shaker backed up very quickly, but if he was able to get that kill, it would have completely ruined the Earthshaker's game, and I think honestly he could have executed better and maybe gotten the job done, and that would have been super game winning, as Shaker's farm would have been completely ruined. I would say my favorite part about Topson's gameplay is his willingness to not double down on this shitty roaming, right? And what I mean by that is not that roaming is like bad early game. He just had an insane amount of impact. He's 3-0, his Beastmaster's top net worth largely due to him, his Slark is doing pretty well. But what I mean by that is like people in the mid game will just keep roaming. They will look at a map state, like the current map state. Look at the map, guys, okay? What do you see? Nothing. You don't see anything. And they will still just proceed to run, let's say, at the Sven, right? With no help, with limited backup, and they will ruin their games. They'll say, oh, but Topson, he puts pressure all the time. He's killing people. That's not what you're doing, okay? You want to win the lanes, and then when the map state gets harder and people's levels start to go up and everyone has ultis, Monkey King can't just do whatever he wants. It's a hero with low mobility, and you might be like, what do you mean low mobility? Low mobility when it gets jumped on, okay? You can't just get out. You're not Ember, you're not Storm, you're not Pango. You die when you get gone on for the most part. And so instead, they pop a smoke and they move to his side lane, right? This is a coordinated smoke from the mid lane, and they're gonna end up finding the Venge off of it. It's a simple, clean kill, nothing really special. In fact, I don't think it was like some insanely good play. They only get a Venge kill, but you know, they're going to try to take this bottom tier 1 tower, and he's going to use the banana peel to secure the triangle. I think the reason why they're here is they want to try to shut down the Sven. This is obviously a little bit deep, but somehow it works way better than what I would have expected. Sven went on the Monkey King because, well, Monkey King gets stuck, but the Warlock is a little bit too much, and the Wukongs gives Monkey King way too much armor for Sven to man up, and Topson, with the help of the Golem, was able to chase down this Sven, so this was pretty nuts. It's definitely a risky play, as I kind of mentioned, as Monkey King gets stuck in these kind of plays, but the Sven overextended, and with good ulti usage, he's able to get his spells off. Unfortunately, does end up going down, as I said, kind of hard to get in, get out, which is why these plays are risky in the mid game for Monkey, and sometimes it's better just to slow down the pace of the game and let your teammates get gone on. And at this point, what I think Topson does well is that he keeps a good eye on the map, and he's very good at saying, okay, who is alone and can the enemy actually TP and help them, right? And so you'll notice he's going to use the bot wards. I like that he's playing towards bot here. They kind of say, okay, we have a ward in the triangle, we have 2 wards towards mid. He even scans here. I guess he just kind of had an idea that maybe Sven is here. They wanted to take him out when he was farming Ancients, maybe find him before he completes BKB. In fact, this Sven's not even close to BKB. This guy is so poor. But yeah, they end up finding the Venge, probably not who they wanted. I would have to imagine they wanted the Sven, who actually was in the area, right? He had a TP out, so it's good though, right? It's still very net good, because now Sven has to use TP. You get a Venge kill, you're like, okay, nice, we got a Venge kill. And now you probably know, especially if you saw Sven farming the camp, which they kind of did, right? Obviously, Venge didn't farm the Ancient camp. You know that this guy committed TP. It's going to be very easy to close down the side of the map. And so yeah, they're going to go in. This is obviously a little bit deep and was kind of a misplay from 33. I think it was sort of baiting, but just barely with the Jingu and the high damage, they're able to take him out. So I say 33 kind of messed up, but at the same time, he was baiting and Topson's able to connect quickly. But the key there is that you have to understand that once you kick them out of one side of the map, don't just push to the nearby tower. Don't do that. That's terrible. I hate when people do that. You only do that if you have like a ton of siege heroes and a creep wave. Okay, they didn't have a creep wave. They have Beastmaster. They didn't have a creep wave. Now in this clip, I think this is just a good use of the Aegis. Yes, it's risky, but that's Topson's middle name. And on top of that, when you have the Aegis, it's good to kind of bait and go in for your team. He gets gone on and is going to go down to the Primal Beast plus Fen combo. However, it sets up for a Slark TP. There was a tower bottom, right? They still haven't taken the tier 1, which is crazy. Yeah, I mean, that was partially because of Topson's ganks, for sure. They haven't taken the bottom tower, and he uses the Aegis to set up for another kill. And finally, for the last clip of the video, I'd like to emphasize that he actually has a good amount of last hits. 150 a minute 25 is definitely nothing to scoff at, considering he's 10-1. It's pretty good, pretty good. But yeah, he's completed his BKB here. And this is key because once again, it's kind of like, I think what people get wrong about Monkey King, especially mid players, is they see him as like an Ember or a Pango, where you can just do whatever you want, and sometimes regardless of your items, if your matchups are good. Now with Monkey King, I think almost no matter what the game is, you have to know your timings, aka BKB. If you don't have BKB, you can't just YOLO in anymore. Unless you have Aegis, right? Obviously we saw the clip where he had Aegis, that's different. And even in those clips, he was looking for isolated players. He was looking for pickoffs inside lanes when the enemy team was splitting up because they were losing the game. That is the difference. Don't just YOLO in team fights and say, oh, I've been winning the game, I'm just gonna keep going in. No, you don't do that. Then you wait. Now in this clip, he's managed to farm up his BKB before the next team fight, and it's gonna end up being a really, really big deal because of the fact that now he can reliably get off his ult. And look at this ult. Oh, this ult was so fat. I think Talon should have probably cut it a little bit faster, but look at this. Oh my god. He probably should have stunned. Honestly, he had a really big stun here. They both end up dying, but I think it's partially because Cuddle messes up. He like stops to chakra himself in the Wukong, which is a little bit suspect, but whatever. He probably should have stunned there to guarantee the kills. They end up dying anyway, which is like, I mean, the fight's over. Now he hits a 2-man stun. It's just like, this fight's done. He's doing too much. He's killed both the supports alone. He's zoned out the Shaker and the Primal Beast for a little bit of time. And now he's going to try to chase on a Makoto. Does he get him? Okay. Oh my god, another 2-man Boundless. Okay, this game's over. But alright. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. I just thought this performance was really fun. Really cool to see Topson back in the pro scene on a team that definitely has a good chance of winning it all. 3-time TI winner would be really crazy. I mean, that would be unbelievable, right? There's no other way to put it. Be unbelievable. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.
And that's all. But remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the GameLeap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.